Gen Con's coming up, but what's on my radar to check out?
Welcome to BoxedMeeples. I'm Julian and this is Libby, and today we are talking about the 10 games that you are looking forward to most at Gen Con 2025.
We are indeed, yes, I'm excited, and we've already done a video about 10 games that Julian is looking forward to. So if you haven't seen that one already, there is a link in the description so you can go and see what's piqued his interest even. And some of those I think definitely would have been on both of our lists, but we have made sure that there are no crossovers. So we are bringing you 20 Gen Con games to check out.
Well, let's get right into it. This is the first game that you're looking forward to most this year. Let's kick it off with Nature. It has a beautiful box and a beautiful game.
It has a gorgeous box. It's one that I saw, I think, quite a bit in crowdfunding, if I remember correctly. By all accounts, this is sort of an evolution of evolution. And it's a modular way of doing things. So there are different sections within there. So you can perhaps have the kind of dinosaur-y bit if you want. You can have the bit that's a bit more take that or a bit less take that than if you want. You can have the Arctic section where obviously food is a little more scarce, a little bit hard to come by. And you can combine these different, I think there's 5 different sort of elements to make the kind of game that you would enjoy most on them. Of course, it's got gorgeous little meeples and everything. The box and the art looks gorgeous. So really intrigued as to how that sort of mix and match will come together. But it does look
I'm excited by it because Evolution has been a game we've often wanted to get into, but been a bit put off by the level of complexity and the amount of overhead of rules you have to learn. So a more accessible way of playing that system is deeply intriguing.
And a lot of variety.
Make no secret about the fact that we love sea salt and paper, and there's an expansion coming.
Yeah, it's not extra salt this time, it's extra pepper. I thought they might go like vinegar or something, but they've gone with pepper. And I mean, I think it's 12 more cards. I mean, who doesn't want 12 more cards for sea salt and paper? It's one of our favourite sort of travel and get away and quick play kind of games. We play it a lot last year and into this year as well. And Extra Salt added loads to the game, different combos to do, lots of different ways of scoring. So if that's anything to go by, adding that little tiny expansion of Extra Pepper is going to add a lot more variety and a lot more game length, in terms of longevity to our play.
It's going to add a little bit of spice.
It's not called Extra Spice though, is it?
It is amazing how much those cards do affect things, because if it's like Extra Salt, they then played into the existing cards that were in there, so they get kind of combo bonuses.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Pepper.
Yes, I can't wait.
Now, a big boy for you is Vantage.
Yeah, I am really intrigued to see. I mean, this has been something that Jamie Stegmaier has been in the making for like 8 years or something, crazy amount of time. And we've, historically liked the majority of Stonemaier games, to be honest. And quite a few of them are still in our top 50. So we do like his style of game and what he comes up with. But this seems quite different. Like, it's very open world. It's kind of almost made an entire planet within the game that you can go in and explore, and you're doing that cooperatively. But what makes it slightly more appealing, I think, for us to play, is that it's not this sort of drawn out long campaign situation that I kind of think I'd love to do, but will we actually get it to the table time and time again to do that? Whereas it seems like you can dip in and out. Obviously, the more you know about the planet, maybe the better you'll do.
Yes,
but you could sort of dip in and out with different people and just do different things, which I think will make it a little bit more flexible for us to be able to do. We've got quite a few campaign games around.
We don't need to add anotother campaign game to our shelves, but if we can have that kind of self-contained experiences in a world we begin to understand and develop the more you play it, then that sounds perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I find the best type of art is art made of sand. So sand art.
So this is on my list because the designer is Corey Jordan, and he's piquing my interest at the moment because he is the designer of Paverson's upcoming game Class of '89. Which was announced earlier in this year. It's going to be at Gen Con to be able to do some sort of playthroughs and things like that. And we've luckily been able to play a prototype of that earlier this year, which is a game that I really, really enjoyed, and I'm really excited to see how it develops and things. I mean, the day job as well as just generally. And this is another game coming from that same designer, and it seems like it's going to be quite different in that it's a something and right style of game,
right? Yeah.
And essentially you've got those wonderful glass bottles that you see on beach holidays everywhere, and they've all got the different coloured sand, and they kind of make up a picture within there, and that's what you're trying to do in your game. You're trying to kind of blend different colours to make the tones that you want, to make the picture that you want in your sort of glass bottle, which sounds quite intriguing. It sounds quite a different style from Class of '89, but I'm just sort of interested to have another insight into that designer brain and see where that goes. And it does sound like a sweet theme that sounds quite cozy and quite sort of weeknight fun play in the holiday season. Maybe, I don't know if it'd be something that we could take away or not. I haven't seen all the components, but definitely interested in learning more about that one.
Let's stick with the sand with Sanibel.
Yeah, this is a design coming up from Elizabeth Hardgrave. Obviously, Wingspan, Tussie Mussy was one of our sort of wedding games. Yep. So, it's nice to keep an eye on what her designs are doing. And this one, we're sticking with the sand theme. This time we're sort of shell combing, we're walking up the beach, and we're walking back down again, and we're collecting all these shells into our sort of bag / player board, and we're sort of trying to arrange them as efficiently as we can. So sort of, I suppose, like Tetris style, putting these different shells. You might pick up some sharp teeth which take up the little gaps and bits that you can fill in, and so I think it's who's best getting the right stuff. Maybe there's proximity points and things. I don't know too much details. There's only sort of a few photos that I've seen.
It's only just recently announced. So.
Yeah, so I think it's there to see, not necessarily there to buy, but I'm very intrigued as to, what exactly gameplay that's going to bring, but I like the theme.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hardgrave's always got that association with kind of nature-y themes. Yeah. So it's interesting to go in another direction.
Yeah.
Less birds, more seagulls.
Yeah, who knows if a seagull comes and swipes your shell. That would be a fun, maybe, expansion. Yeah.
California is a state that means a lot to us, and Big Sur is set in California, so that's going to be in the collection, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I chose it. I mean, clearly I'm in a very summer holiday mood right now.
Clearly.
Because all the ones with like beaches and sunshine and sand, they're all on this list. But in Big Sur, you are driving down that famous highway in California, and you're going over the different types of terrain, and you're seeing all the sights, and it's how you put that journey together that's giving you those different points. So for us, where we did actually drive some of that when we were there, it just hopefully will be a bit of a sort of memory lane for us, in much in the way that sort of Santa Monica does that for us. This is going to be another option. It looks quite cute, so I want to check it out.
Yeah. Enough about this nonsense about sun and beach. Waddle's on your list, and that's freezing. It's got penguins in it.
But it's still got the sea.
Right.
Still got the sea in it.
Tenuous link.
I mean, you had one of those AllPlay games on your list. I've got one on mine. There are loads, and they all look fantastic. But this one looked the prettiest cover to me, so this is on there. But I do want to check out quite a few of them. But I just picked one. Who doesn't love a penguin? We've got quite a few penguin games that we really enjoy. So it'd be interesting to see how this differs from games like Hey, That's My Fish, where you in Waddle, you are seemingly doing better to have a waddle or a group of penguins together. So if you're able to do that, that's great. On your turn, you're going to be able to put out a penguin. Hopefully you'll get a waddle. Or you can adjust the turn order on these 2 different tracks. And it seems like that's where things get really spicy.
Right.
So you, by influencing the turn tracker, you might be able to interrupt someone's great turn and stop them having a great big fish or getting a good waddle together. You might be able to get in their way and block them. So yeah, really intrigued as to how that works. We do love quite a few of those AllPlay sort of classic little box squares games. They always pack quite a punch.
They do, yeah.
There's quite a few favourites of ours in there. So yeah, really looking forward to checking that one out.
I think a lot of people will be getting their flap trying to get to that one. There's new general orders on the horizon, and you loved the first one.
I really did. I played the first one in Essen with a friend. So that idea of changing that up to a slightly more Japanese feel, which is sort of something I'm more attuned to than kind of World War I, World War II vibes. So tactical when I played this. It was drama every turn, getting in the way of different people's troops, maybe stopping certain actions because of cards that you've managed to play. Really interested to see how that has developed into this kind of, duo of a series, but how that's pushed on to this second version, which I think seems like it'd be even more appealing to me. So I'm very excited for that.
It certainly caught my eye at the press event at UK Games Expo. I chose that as being the game that stood out most to me while we were there. So yeah, I've never played the original General Orders. I'm keen to actually play this one and have that kind of big war experience in an hour's worth of play. Seems fantastic. Yeah,
I had been hoping to pick it up because I'd played it with someone else because I had enjoyed it that much, even though that theme doesn't normally resonate. So now, this one is going to be right up our street.
Regular subscribers to this channel will know you like your heavy games. You embrace a Lacerda. You want to take 3 hours, take up a whole table. We might have to get extra tables in there. You love a dense, hard to master game. It's 12 Rivers.
I think that this list hasn't really hit my usual kind of thing. Maybe there'll be some different releases for Essen that might hit that ball. But 12 Rivers is a game that I saw on a video from the Dice Tower about Gamma, which is a trade show for gamers, all the way back in March.
Okay.
And I thought, that looks like a lot of fun. So each player's got their alpaca, and their alpacas to pick up these different marbles. And the way you get the marbles is that they're all sort of at the top of all the 12 rivers are at the top. And the different coloured marbles are different points. So there's certain ones that you're looking out for more than others. And at some point, the gates open, all the marbles run down like a fun little marble run.
Yep.
But previously to that happening, all of the players have been able to put out a little marker, a little gate, which stops all the marbles at certain points along these 12 rivers before they converge in the centre. So if they stop at your gate at that point, you're going to be able to pick one of those marbles at that position and put it onto your alpaca. If, however, you've put your gate all the way down the bottom in this big pool, you're going to be able to take everything that's left. But obviously that might be the lower points ones.
Yeah, the ones people don't
because
want,
everyone
deadly.
else has taken all the higher points one, but maybe you'll do better that way. Maybe you won't. Maybe there's nothing left. Who knows? So each time someone takes one, then their gate gets removed and they continue to flow through. So this kind of idea of having a sort of marble run meets a board game just seemed quite fun and silly. And I'm intrigued to see how that actually sort of plays out. It seems like there has been a version at some point, but this says that it's a 2025 release. And obviously it was showing off at Gamma as if it was new. So
I think it's been hard to get if it was available, certainly in the West. So, yeah, I think this is going to make it much more accessible to those who want to catch some marbles on their alpaca.
But I hope that it's fun and silliness.
Your final pick is Grand Central Skyport.
It is indeed. Yeah, this has got art with Andrew Bosley, another fabulous artist that we really like. It seems like he's created another wonderful world here, full of skyports and tycoons. So it seems like your different tycoons that you're going to have are going to give you slightly different abilities and make you vaguely asymmetric on your turns, but you'll be trying to pull in these different sky ships into your port, and they're all going to have different colors, so you're going to be wanting to gather several that have the same sort of color in order to get the most points. But every time a new ship comes in, other things get rearranged, so it might mess up your scoring. Right, and you want to be ahead of the game when and get the sort of choice around the central port to bring in them into your board first, in order to make sure you're trying to get the right colours that you need at the time. So yeah, it just looks really interesting. I'm be intrigued to see more about that gameplay.
That's exciting. So they are your 10 picks for Gen Con this year.
They are, yes.
And once again, if you haven't seen my list, 10 different games there to enjoy, bringing you a total of 20 games that should be on your checklist if you are going to Gen Con this year. And if you are going, do let us know in the comments down below what you're looking forward to seeing most, and if you've heard of any of our games and if you're interested in those as well.
Yes, obviously, if you're going to Gen Con, I very much recommend that you check out Luthia. Also, I know, as I work for Paverson Games, that you'll be able to see more about distilled cocktails, about Class of 89, and that there's going to be, there's going to be a reveal of that secret project on the Thursday with the designer and the artist. So if you are interested in codename Project Americana, then you can definitely find more about that. And if you're not going to Gen Con, obviously it will be around the internet as well.
You can finally tell me what it is. Very excited to know what it is. Obviously, if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. We post a video right here on YouTube at least twice a week, and we are always talking about board games. And if that's your kind of thing, join the discussion down below. Now, if you're looking to buy some board games, a good place to go is your friendly local game store. And for us in the southeast of England,
it is Chaos Cards. There is a discount code in the description for you to use if you're buying online with them. It's a new code-ish, so it should be live for a couple of months now.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, thanks so much for watching.
Bye.